Killswitch Queen here, and today I'm going to be making just a quick tip video on how to move your motorcycle if you are too short or if your bike is too heavy and you can't move it while you're on the bike. What I saw a lot of at Dreamroll was girls who would sit on their bikes and they would kind of like waddle around and really struggle to move their bike while sitting on it because either the bike is too heavy, they're on a slope, they're in gravel. And I always see that and wonder why you don't just get off of your motorcycle and move it that way, because it's so much easier. I realize that most people are just not comfortable doing that and they're not used to doing that. So while working in a shop, that was a skill that I definitely picked up and had to learn how to do, which was to move a motorcycle comfortably. What I'm going to be showing you guys today is just a technique I use, how I learned how to move a bike and how to make it super easy so you're not waddling around or almost dropping your bike. So the best way to move a motorcycle while you're not sitting on it, you just want to stand it up. You want to move the kickstand up because it's really easy to trip over it if you're moving it. So you're holding the bike up, and what you want to do is put the weight of the bike against your hip. So the bike is always leaning towards you. When the bike's leaning towards you, it gives you all the amount of control. You can lean the bike as far as you want over. It's all in your hips. So your legs are really what's keeping the motorcycle up. Your arms are able to direct the bike. This is why you need the kickstand up, and I really recommend you putting the kickstand up, because if you need to lean the bike towards you to move it around, the kickstand is not in your way, you're not going to trip over it. Sometimes you can't even move the bike at this angle with the kickstand down. That would be the first thing I recommend getting comfortable with, is to just taking your bike off the kickstand, putting the weight against your hip, and then just moving the bike back and forth, pushing it using that weight of your hip, and just keeping the weight of the bike against you. Try not to lean the bike away from you. As soon as you're holding the bike like this, the bike's away from you, you've lost all control. The bikes can easily end up going that way, and it's just all bad. My next tip is, once you're comfortable doing that, putting the weight against your bike, have your bike down on its kickstand and actually get on your motorcycle. And what you can do is leave the kickstand down until you get a little more comfortable. Lean the bike over on its kickstand side. You want to scoot your butt over enough so that your weight is all on your leg. Definitely hold your front brake so your bike doesn't roll around. With your weight on that foot, keep your kickstand down so you don't drop the bike. You just want to lift off the bike, and then you can put it down on the kickstand. That maneuver will allow you to get off your bike if you can't put a kickstand down. You may want somebody to spot you on the other side, just in case for some reason you go the other way. Anytime you're doing this, if you feel uncomfortable, definitely have a spotter. Somebody standing on the other side to watch and make sure that you don't drop it. It'll make you feel a little more confident too as you start to get it down. So as you get better and better, you can take the kickstand up, get on the bike, and then I would also practice doing it on the other side. So you put your foot down on the other side, you're holding the front brake, and you lift your leg over. And remember, you're always leaning the bike towards you, whichever way you go. You want to lean the bike against your hip so that you have full control of the bike. Bike is not being held the opposite direction, it's going to fall the opposite direction. You also want to practice from this side. So what I'll do is make sure you're holding that front brake, the bike is leaning towards you, and it's just going to be a slow progression. Lift your leg over. Remember, you want to keep your weight, all your power is in that leg. You're keeping the bike leaning towards that side. You have balance on that one leg, and you can lift it over, and you can put your kickstand down, or you can get off on the opposite side. Put the kickstand down. The more that you practice this, the more confident you're going to become, the easier it's going to be to move your motorcycle. And it's honestly super funny when you pull up somewhere and the parking lot is gravel and everyone's kind of like waddling, trying to move their bikes around, and you just hop off and you can move your bike wherever you want. I highly recommend practice this if you're a lady going to Babes Ride Out. If you're somebody about to go on a motorcycle camping trip, there's usually dirt, sand, gravel, wherever you're going. You're not going to be on a paved road all the time. And so trying to move your bike sometimes through uneven ground is not easy to do while you're sitting on it. Practice this, get confident, learn how to move your motorcycle, and your life will be a whole lot more easy. Well, I hope you guys learned something in this video. Hopefully you'll be able to go in your own garage and practice this, and it'll help you out. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I do all kinds of wasteland and rat bike stuff. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.